Hello. In this video, we are going to go over how to integrate Tealium with your React Native application. We will begin by initializing a new React Native app. After that, we will install the Tealium React Native NPM package. We will run a sample app on both Android and iOS and see events come in event stream. When we're done with that, we will add a new button to the sample app where we will send new data to event stream. So let's get started. We will begin by running React Native init your application name. In this case, I'm going to use demo. Now we'll let that run. It can take a while, but I have the advantage of video editing to speed things up. With the project created, I will change directories to the project root and run npm install. Once that is done, we can install the Tealium React Native npm package. To do so, run npm install tealium-react-native and let that run. Once the package has installed, it is time to link it using React Native Link. Now, I've already created a sample app for this demo project, so I'm going to remove the default app.js file and replace it with my own. Now it's time to see this demo app in action. To do so, I will run React Native start. This starts the Metro bundler, which is responsible for serving any JavaScript to the React Native application. Now it's time to see the demo app run on Android. To do so, I will build the app using Android Studio. The demo app is simple. It is simply a list of buttons, where each button makes a specific API call so that we can go into event stream and see that it worked. Now I'll click on some buttons to send events to event stream. There can be some latency before seeing data come into the UI, as the events first need to be processed server side. Now let's give this a few seconds so that we can see the results. And here come in the events. Now it's time to get the demo app working in iOS. Compared to Android, there are a few extra steps. First, we need to add the Tealium iOS frameworks. There are two frameworks to add. They are the main framework and the lifecycles framework. I have both of them selected here in Finder. They will need to be dragged over to the libraries folder in Xcode. When doing this, make sure the copy items if needed option is checked. Now we will need to add the frameworks to our embedded binaries. To do so, go to the General tab of your target. Scroll down and find the Embedded Binaries section. Once you've found it, drag the frameworks over. With that done, there is one more step before we can run the app on iOS. Go to the Build Phases tab of your target and find the Link Binary with Libraries section. There is a build product from the Tealium module that we need to add here. Within Libraries, find the Tealium module. It contains a folder called Products, which in turn contains a file called lib.tealiummodule.a. This is the file that needs to be dragged over to the Link Binary with Libraries section. And that's all we need to do for iOS. Now we can build and run our iOS application. Just as I did in Android, I will click on some buttons to send events to event stream so that I can verify the application works. And here are the events. Now that we've seen the demo app work on both Android and iOS, let's jump into app.js and add a button. At the top of the file, you can see how the Tealium module gets imported. Just simply import Tealium from Tealium React Native. To initialize the Tealium module, call tealium.initialize using your account, profile, environment, and data source information. Now to add the button, I will add it towards the bottom, underneath the scroll view, and give it a simple title of My New Button. The key thing to notice here is the onPress event, where we give it a callback calling tealium.trackEvent. Within the event data, I set my special data point to my special data value. This creates something unique to look for within the data that comes into event stream. Now I'll reload the app, and we should see my special button added to the bottom of the screen. There it is. I'll click it on a couple times and send new events to event stream. They should contain my special data point. After a few seconds, the event should come in and we'll search for my special data point. Here are the events. Let's load the data. We can see the event has a title of My New Button, and we can also see all the associated data that has come in. I'll scroll through all the data until I can find my special data point. Here it is. We can see my special data point is set to my special data value. That's it for this video. I hope you found it informative and have a great experience coding with our Tealium integration for React Native.